All right, so we're here at the Women's March. Question, is Donald Trump a fascist?
Yeah.
What policies do you think make him a fascist?
Honestly, okay. Let me think about specific things. I honestly don't like the way he doesn't want to tax the rich, especially the 1%. That really bothers me.
Is that fascist though?
I would think so.
In what way?
I mean, I can't define fascist specifically, but I would just assume it's more like right-wingers.
Well, I'd go more with your sign about the camps, like throwing kids in camps, especially with hyper-nationalistic rhetoric. Yeah. Okay, so cool. Another question. Did Russia hack the election and get him in power?
I'm just saying, I don't think we would be investigating it as deeply as we are if they didn't.
So do you think they're going to try again in 2020?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I think if Trump does see repercussions, I think the Russians will back off. I think everybody will back off if we see people actually being punished.
Do you think that Trump would voluntarily leave power?
No.
So we're going to pivot a little bit. What are your thoughts on gun control?
Gun control. Okay, I do understand that people want the right to bear arms, but that doesn't mean obtaining a gun should be easier than being able to drive a car. That doesn't make sense. I think there needs to be proper background checks. I think there needs to be trainings.
Well, I have a couple questions here because states do have background checks. So are you talking about private sales?
Yeah, there needs to be, I think you need to be able to be, there needs to be certain steps you need to meet. You can't just decide one night. Sorry, my heart, you can't just be able to decide, I want a gun and go get it. Because, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm wondering how background checks would work because if the government is fascist, I'm not sure I would trust them to decide who's allowed to have a gun. But also, people with private sales can just say, I sold a gun 20 years ago before the law went into effect. So, and you can also 3D print guns now. But the question I'm getting to really is, if Trump is a fascist and if he was installed by a foreign government, do you think it's wise to disarm the populace?
Well, I'm not saying I want to disarm the populace. I'm just saying that I think we need to take better care of who can get their hands on a gun.
But if Trump is in control of a fascist government, do we want the government deciding who can be armed? And if you think he's not going to leave power voluntarily?
Well, federal government is different than state government. So obviously in California we have more say than Trump does over our entire state. And that's a tough question. And again, I never said that we should. I love that. Sorry, I never said that we should disarm people. Period.
Would you support an assault weapons ban?
Sorry?
Would you support an assault weapons ban? And I guess just to come back to my question then, do you think if Trump is a fascist installed by a foreign government who won't leave power voluntarily, who is probably going to be coming down on minorities the hardest, do you think it would be a good idea to take the most comparable weapon to a military weapon, which is what he would use as his violent authority, military? Do you think it would be wise to make it hard for people to get those if we're dealing with a real fascist here?
If we are dealing with a real fascist and the government wants to retaliate, the odds are people aren't going to be able to fight back. They have nuclear weapons. They have ridiculous amounts of power. I'm sorry, but 20 AR-15s aren't going to be able.
Well, it's more than 20. There's a lot of AR-15s. But also, how would you explain the United States' loss in the Vietnam War and its inability to win the Afghanistan War? Because they're fighting guerrilla warfare over there against the biggest military in the world.
Well, the Vietnam War and then the Afghanistan War are different wars, but I don't think
the U.S. is losing both.
Yeah, I don't think we belong. I don't know enough about Afghanistan because I'll be honest, that was happening when I was literally born.
Which is a tragedy.
Yeah. But we didn't belong in Vietnam. I can tell you that. I think.
But to your point, you're saying that AR-15s can't fight a government, but we're talking about the United States, which is the world's biggest empire, let's be real. They lost the Vietnam War and they're losing Afghanistan based on people who are not equally armed. So if we're worried about Trump being a fascist, I'm asking, is it a good idea to take away very useful weapons that could take him out of power should it come to that?
I wouldn't say the weapons could take him out of power. I think that's it.
So how are you going to get him out of power if he's not going to leave voluntarily?
Well, I guess that's why we have checks and balances, which are in process.
But what good is the government if Russia put him in power?
Well, the Russian government didn't put everybody into government.
But they put Trump in power, right?
They put Trump in power, but the president isn't king. He's a president.
But you said he's a fascist.
Fascist like. I didn't say he was a fascist.
Is Donald Trump a fascist?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you for your time.